Hello and welcome everybody to day 2 of the Arena Open. I am Paul Cheon and this is draft number 1. It is way too early. It's like 6:30 in the morning right now. And I am ready to hop in for a shot at potentially $2,000. So what do I have to do? Well, it's simple. I get to do a draft. It's a best of 3 draft. And what I need to do is play 4 matches. And in those 4 matches, I need to win 3 matches or more to make it into the second draft, and then that'll give me an opportunity to win $2,000 in the second draft. So the goal here is to win 3 matches, at least, but 4 will help a lot, because if I win 4 matches in this draft, then in the next draft, I will have a loss to give and try to win $2,000. We'll get more into that, but right now, all you need to know is let's draft a really nice deck, and let's get to 3 wins at the very least to make it on to day 2 of the Arena Open, draft 2 of the Arena Open, and try to make $2,000. All right, now before we hop into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all of your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Pre-orders for Final Fantasy should be available, and if they are, well, make sure you get them now. You get those booster packs, get those booster boxes, whatever you need. And also, if you want some singles for your constructed decks, they are also the place to go. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, live pads, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Also, they have a really heavy convention presence. If you ever go by one of their booths at a MagicCon or an SCGCon, make sure you tell them Paul sent you to get 10% off in person as well. All right, here we go. The draft has begun, and man, the streak ends today. The streak of us opening absolutely amazing rares. That is really unfortunate. Mardu Siegebreaker is not it. For those of you wondering, this is a solid card, but oftentimes when you're drafting the aggro decks, you don't want to be 3 colors. So I don't know that I want to commit myself to something like a Siegebreaker right now. So where does that leave us? Well, I think Caustic Exhale I like a little more than Static Snare and Mammoth Bellow. It's very flexible, and if I do draft, a Sultai deck or 5-color deck, I think it would be pretty nice. So let's take the Caustic Exhale. Static Snare would also be a totally fine option, but a very disappointing opener for sure. But you know what? We won't let that stop us. We will continue trying our best and seeing what we get next. Moving on to pack 1, pick 2. Somewhat of a weak pack. We have Fortress Kinguard at common. There is Knockout Maneuver at uncommon and Piercing Exhale. So pretty weak overall. It's between Knockout Maneuver, Piercing Exhale, or Fortress Kinguard. Given that I started with the Caustic Exhale, Knockout Maneuver might be something that I want to do. That gives us outs to being maybe the Golgari Counters deck, in which case this can be very, very good. They're both very solid cards, but let's go with the Knockout Maneuver here over Piercing Exhale, just because I think this is a little bit better if I'm looking to do the Golgari Counters thing. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 3. Not seeing a ton of great Boros stuff in this pack, but we have Dispelling Exhale and Avenger of the Fallen as options in this pack. And, I don't know that a third pick Dispelling Exhale is not necessarily indicative of blue being open. Also, I have gone a little bit lower on this because I've been ending up with a lot more decks that have a little bit less dragons. A very, very weak pack overall. But I'm going to take Avenger of the Fallen here just to go with my first 2 picks. It's a fine card. And, in a world where if I end up in Abzan or Black-White or something along those lines, this card can be totally fine. But, not insane by any stretch of the imagination. Now, keep in mind, we are now at the format. This is now a part of the format where everybody knows what's up. So it's just really hard to figure out. It's a lot harder to figure out where you need to be. But we're just going to try to read the signals here 1 pick at a time. Moving on to pack 1, pick 4. Sun Pearl Kirin stands out as the best card in the pack here. Quarry Mountain Stalwart is also pretty good. I think in Boros, I actually like the Kirin better anyways. And, this gives us outs to being Abzan, or maybe more of a Black-White mid-range deck. I do think in general, I like it more than Stormplane Detainment. There's a lot of incidental enchantment kill And also, in a best of 3 setting, a card like the Detainment gets worse. So, I mean, I don't love taking this. I don't want to take Jungle Hollow. I just think it's early enough in the draft where I still should try to figure out what my lane is. So let's take the Kirin here and then see what else is available. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 5. Yeah, I mean, the 5-color dragons thing just doesn't really seem that great. Now, there's a Riverwheel Sweep, which is an excellent Jeskai card. There's also Sage of the Fang, which is pretty good in the counters deck. Battle Priest, I like less. So I think the 2 cards that really stand out to me here are Sage of the Fang and Riverwheel Sweep. Now, this is a pretty big departure from what we have so far, but I don't know. Like, is Jeskai open, or should I just stick to the counters plan? I think I'm going to stick to the counters plan here. It's nice to just... I had the knockout maneuver. They're both pretty solid, but this is like double off color from what we have so far. So let's take Sage of the Fang, I think. Not super confident in that one, though. Riverwheel Sweep is a totally fine card there as well. All right, what do we have here? Well, I mean, certainly Black-White could be on the table here. That's a Hardened Tactician. There's nothing in black that I particularly like. These 2 cards are not good enough. There's a Durgar Island Dragon. There's a Ryling Dawnbreaker. And then there's also a Hardened Tactician here. Yeah, this is a pretty weak pack overall. I think I'm just going to take... I mean, Black-White feels like maybe it's where I need to be. Okay, you know what? I'll take the Hardened Tactician, just in case. Just in case it feels like I need to just move. Like, it's an uncommon. It can be quite nice, depending on where we end up. But yeah, this is a super rough draft. Super rough draft, absolutely. Here, it's Undergrowth Leopard, which is a pretty good sideboard card as well. So maybe I can take that here. There's nothing that I would like in a Black-White deck. I don't love the Reputable Merchant. There is a Scoured Barrens, but I think I'm just going to take the Leopard here. Moving on here to pack 1, pick 8. This is just a brutal draft. There just literally have been no good cards that I've wanted. There is a Nightblade Brigade, which I don't want to take this highly. I'm just going to take Dismal Backwater in case we might have to end up going into Sultai. There's a Trade Route Envoy for the potential, if I'm working on some kind of a counters deck, it can be okay. I mean, just Narset's Rebuke is okay if I want to be the Jeskai deck. But overall, just, now, I mean... Maybe it's because we drafted this to get to where we are now, but I don't know. Like, nothing stood out to me. It's not like I saw just a completely absurd uncommon. We saw maybe some black and white cards, but now I think I just need to commit here to just a 2-color strategy and see if this works. But this doesn't really work unless I get like aggressive negotiations, which I'm going to take here over something like a Constrictor Sage. I do think this is better if you end up just being a more proactive 2-color deck. And Constrictor Sage, I mean, it's honestly not that much different than something like an Ice Ridge Serpent. So in effect, like that is easy enough to get. Whereas I do think the negotiations, it can be important to be able to pull off this strategy. So did we miss out on anything too big? I don't think so. If there was something that was a slam dunk in the black-green counters deck, I would have taken it. But I don't think that we have. Here, there is not too much. Essence Anchor, is there a world where I play that? Maybe I have to play the Gurmag Night Watch if I don't end up with enough playables. So we'll go ahead and take that. And yeah, this is a really, really underwhelming start. I'll take Cruel Truths. I don't really want to main deck this card, but against a slower control deck, I can certainly consider boarding that in. Oh, we could have had a Jungle Hollow over a Sunpearl Kirin. There's an Unburied Earth Carver, which I guess I will take over the Stillness in Motion, but man, this is honestly one of the worst drafts that I've been a part of. Just, yeah, this is weak for us. Magmatic Hellkite, the Dragonstorms are all good cards, but I'm going to just look to take something for my deck. I think it's between Sagu Pummeler, Sandstep Citadel, and Feral Deathgorger. I don't prioritize the mana fixing as much in these types of decks. I guess we'll take the Sagu Pummeler. I feel like the cards like the Feral Deathgorger are easier to come by, but let's just take the Sagu Pummeler as a nice, aggressive beatdown card for our deck. All right, now we have the choice between Avenger of the Fallen and Inspirited Vanguard. And I will take Avenger of the Fallen. And this makes, if I get like some bite spells, effects like Avenger of the Fallen just get much, much stronger. So let's go ahead and take that here and move on. Pack 2, pick 3, we have Champion of Doosan versus Dragon's Prey. There's also Dragonfire Blade, but I think in just limited, it's just not that good. I'd rather just have a creature or a spell here. And I'll take the Dragon's Prey here over Champion of Doosan, I think. I think just having a little bit more removal is going to be nice here for us. And moving on to pack 2, pick 4. Yeah, Glacial, Dragon Hunt, Temur, Monument. Lots of good stuff there. Nothing really for us at all. Horrible pack here for us. I'll take another Dismal Backwater in case I'm going to have to maybe splash, because there's nothing else really worth splashing or playing or taking this early. So let's take Dismal Backwater. And pack 2, pick 5 gives us... Should we draft Jund? Anybody try Jund? We'll just take Alchemist Assistant. You know, I don't love the card, but, you know, it's a fine 2-drop to play in this type of deck. This deck really needs some of the good uncommons. Host of the Hereafter, Stalwart Successor would be cards that I would be interested in to make this deck really work the way that I want it to. We are a little bit light here on playables. Oh, I absolutely... Honestly, I'm probably playing this Unburied Earthcarver here. Now we have the choice between Inspirited Vanguard, Kintree Nurturer, and Jungle Hollow. Again, it looks like we are short playables. Because, like, these are... Well, actually, I can main deck this, but... given that, I just need to take cards for my deck. So I'm going to take the Inspirited Vanguard over the Jungle Hollow. Just to have some good top-end stuff. Now, I don't... what is it? The Snakeskin Veil didn't table. Like, I don't even have any really big counter synergy. But I think you can still have a functional black-green deck without having access to all of it. Here, I do like Feral Deathgorger a lot. That's a late Coordinated Maneuver, late Temur Tawny back. But I do think the Deathgorger is really nice in this type of deck. Just because it will typically care about counters, even though we're not quite there yet. And I think I like that more than Sidisi. Just another nice way to put counters on things. There's a Riverwalk Technique and an Alicia's Legacy. I'll take a Riverwalk Technique. I got 2 Dismal Backwaters, and there's a world where maybe splashing for this can be good if I'm playing against like an Ugin or a Jeskai Revelation, something of that nature. Here, there's a really late Dispelling Exhale, but on the splash with no dragons, it's not really what I want. There's a Riverwalk Technique, but there's also Blossoming Sands. I think I'll take the Blossoming Sands here, but man, we are just getting absolutely demolished here for playables. Snakeskin Veil, pack 2, pick 10, I suppose is a quote-unquote gift. We will take it. But man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 like mediocre playable cards. Like, we're going to have to really scrap here to turn this deck into something that I'm happy with. All right. Bunch of these cards. This is my maybe stack here on the right. And it's not even like my stack on the left is particularly good. Man, why is this happening again? Look, you know I'm the 5-color guy. You know I like to draft Boros. I don't know that there was a great lane for either of those decks, right? Maybe Temur? I guess I could have had a million Temur devotees. I don't know if that necessarily changes anything. So... it's just kind of unfortunate. Now, I have drafted this before, like once or twice. So I'm hoping that I get some of the good uncommons here in the next pack. I mean, you know, getting past some Avengers of the Fallen, I'm hoping that this is a sign that black was somewhat open, but it feels like nothing was open. I'm just quickly going to see... Oh, you can't see. I'm just like, who's in this draft? Forgot you can't check. Unending Whisper last pick. All right. Anyways, moving on here. That is a Sage of the Skies. I do have a Blossoming Sands. I don't have any other mana fixing. There's a Herd Heirloom, which is really interesting. A Sagu Pummeler and an Attuned Hunter as well. So, do I want to splash something like Sage of the Skies or take something like a Herd Heirloom? I don't think the Heirloom does enough for this deck. You know, I'm just going to take Sage of the Skies here. It's just such a good card. And it gives me a chance, I think. So let's take it here. I wish I took the Sandstep Citadel. Maybe somebody is Abzan. Here, there's a Formation Breaker, and I will absolutely take it over Dragon's Prey. I need really good 2-drops, and this is probably the best one that you need. So let's go ahead and take that there. All right, so let's move into potentially going for a White Splash, but of course, we're going to need some mana fixing to be able to pull it off. I can't do it alone with the Blossoming Sands. Okay, well... look at all these Jeskai cards. Riverwheel Sweep, Dalkovan, Pack Beast, Adapt, Fortress Kingguard. This was just a Boros pack of all Boros packs. I will take Einok Wayfarer, though. This is a very, very good card in this deck, especially with double Avenger of the Fallen. Like, we can certainly move in that direction. And if I wanted to do that, I should definitely look to play all the Einok Wayfarers that I see. Moving on to Pack 3, Pick 4, we have Sultai Devotee versus 100 Battle Veteran. I don't think this card is very good. And I don't want to take Saltroad Pack Beast on the splash here just because I just don't have enough, like, just for mana fixing. I think I'm just going to take Sultai Devotees just as another 2-drop because it is important for this deck to play to the board. And, you know, this is a pretty nice card with cards like the Knockout Maneuver. I mean, that was simply just a pick that I made for my mana curve. And now I guess I take the Yathan Road Watcher, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 things I can hit off of it. So it seems better than taking like an Earth Carver or another Sandskitter Outrider. Although this means that I would really like Abzan was open, but this means that I really need to find another reasonable mana fixer here to be able to play both Sage of the Skies and the Road Watcher. So now that I have 2 rares, now this isn't a bomb by any means, but it's still fine. And milling 4 cards with double Avenger of the Fallen, Sage of the Fang, and Sago Pummeler is also pretty nice in general. So let's see if we can get lucky here and pick up some mana fixing for the white. That's a late Frostcliff Siege and Shock Brigade. You know, this happens too, by the way. Like, oftentimes, like, an archetype isn't open because people want to go into it, but then people abandon it. And then you end up in this type of scenario where you're like, oh gosh, I just don't have enough for my deck. Here, I can take either Heritage Reclamation or Reputable Merchant. Honestly, I'm just going to take the Merchant here just because it feels like we might still be short playables. So I'm just going to take that here. But now I will take the Scoured Barrens. Very, very happy to pick that up for us, as that makes it easier for us to splash white. Now we can, like, maybe play 1 Plains. 1 more white land would be okay. Sago Wilding would be great, but 5 color dragons is absolutely not available here. Well, I guess blue was open. I mean, that's a pick 8 Dispelling Exhale, and that's also a Lie in Wait or Heritage Reclamation. Now, I do have double Dismal Backwater, but I don't, you know, like, my white splash is better than the blue, and I don't need to go into both. So I think I'm just going to take a Heritage Reclamation or the Nightblade Brigade. Actually, I might need to play this too. Okay, I guess I'll just take it. Thornwood Falls. I guess all the Sultai cards were available, but it's not really not really for us. I'm going to take a Tuned Hunter. Just, you know, a 3-drop. 3-drop for the deck. I think I like it over the Gurmag Rakshasa. Blossoming Sands. Okay. Okay. No, that was key. That was pretty decent for us. We actually ended up with almost no counter synergies, by the way. We only have Formation Breaker. So hopefully this is going to be good enough here. An entirely Jeskai pack here. Take a Dragon, although I'm not going to play it. Yeah, and I guess maybe Sultai was where we needed to be. But honestly, like, our white rares are just better anyways. And I don't think I was in a position to be, like, all the colors. So I think this is just where we are. And, you know, it's whatever. Like, you draft, like, we picked a lane. We ended up in it. It's not my favorite lane at all. But it is what it is. And so now we need to make the most of this situation and try our best to be able to pull this off. All right, so this gives us access to 8 green and 8 black, which is pretty good. Pretty even split with 4 white. I do like that a fair amount here. If anything, I can actually probably skew heavier green just because I have so many green 2s and I don't have that many, like, expensive black cards. So yeah, I think maybe I want to go like 9-7 here. And my green has Sultai Devotee, which can funnel into black mana. And I have Einok Wayfarer, which can potentially also find us a black source. So let's do something like that. So that's pretty good. And we still need to find 3 more cards out of our sideboard. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Man, this is disappointing. Like, I even took playable cards over mana fixing just to make this deck work, and we are still in trouble. All right, Reputable Merchant, get in there. Nightblade Brigade, Unburied Earthcarver. Like, I think that's better than Sandskitter Outrider. Like, the Earthcarver is generally not great, but it's just a 2-drop. And I do have Sage of the Skies. I do have Avenger of the Fallen and Nightblade Brigade, so maybe I can sacrifice some of those cards. And Reputable Merchant I like because it's not super heavy on the white. My mana fixing isn't good enough where I can like take the Sun Pearl Kirin or play the Hardened Tactician. I just want to stay on curve. All right. This is a very disappointing deck. You got to do what you got to do. Here we go. Best of 3. Abzan Uglies. All right, now before this round starts, I just want to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Really do appreciate all of your support, as it truly means a lot. So clearly, I cannot support myself playing these Arena Opens after this draft. So any support would be great. All right, let's go first. 5 land Snakeskin Veil Einok Wayfarer is a mulligan into a 1 forest hand. So we're going to double mulligan here to start things off. Okay. Well, a truly blessed run here into a 2 forest hand. Okay. Well, we're going to keep this. Let's put Reputable Merchant on the bottom. I don't even know which one of these I feel like Sage of the Skies gives me the highest chance of... Oh, I can't even play the Alchemist Assistant, so let's put that on the bottom. All right, let's do this. I mean, it's not ideal, but... It's a double mulligan. What can you do? And for those of you saying keep the 5 land Einok Wayfarer Snakeskin Veil hand, please. We need so much to go right here. Okay. So they played a Boros deck and blocked with the Furious Forebear. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a really great way. You know, it was really nice that I had to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to make this video, and only to have this be the start. Get a mediocre deck and never play a spell on turn 3. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should have just forced Boros. I guarantee you a lot of people wanted to force Boros, though, going to this event. Okay, well, that makes more sense that they blocked there. All right, we're going to concede here. Well, no, let's play an Attuned Hunter, I guess. If they play 2 spells, it's basically over, though. Yep. Channel Dragonfire, okay. Probably just gonna use that to target me to get the poise practice. Oh no, they're gonna save it for the next turn. That also makes a lot of sense, actually. Wait, why didn't they? Okay, so obviously they messed up there. They could have played that before they attacked. Okay. All right. That one was not a good game. That one was not a good game, and so it happens. It is part of the game, and let us move on. All right, so they're playing some red-white aggro. Do I want to play Watcher of the Waste? Like, I already have so many bad cards in my deck. Why not another one? It might be better than Unburied Earthcarver, honestly. Just like, I get to mill myself, which is good for Avenger of the Fallen. They're playing a deck that's looking to beat me down. So yeah, why don't we make that swap? Also, like, is the ability to make 2 bodies also quite good? I'm not entirely sure there. But also being able to play a 2-drop on curve to match what they do seems nice too. Also, Pharaoh Deathgorger really doesn't do anything here outside of the Formation Breaker. I just didn't end up with any counter stuff. I think I'll board this in on the draw. We'll just keep it like this. On the play, being able to go like 2-drop into aggressive negotiations, I think is a little bit more important. But on the draw, I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go first. I'll keep this. 5 lands. Alchemist Assistant into Avenger of the Fallen. 5 lands. Kind of got to keep. Not super happy about it. I mean, maybe with the Avengers I should have played the Watcher. I'm not sure. Alright, Alchemist Assistant from us. Oh, I will happily block. Oh, they have another one. Okay. Fair enough. Here comes a red-white tap land, maybe. Okay. There's a Sage of the Skies. Drawing a white source would be nice. Okay, so they're representing Osseous Exhale or Rebellious Strike. So I guess we will not block. Or it was just a really good attack, but... What the? That was unexpected. Reverberating Summons, huh? Okay. Well, another white card. Oh, what am I doing? I could have gotten in for an extra point of damage. That was a mistake. What, was it a mistake? I'm not even sure. Yeah, that was a mistake. Oh. See, you know, like, if I lose because, like, the draft went a little bit weird, that's one thing, but yeah, that was bad. That was actually bad. What I needed to do there was just not give my creature lifelink, and... yeah, that was super bad. And then pump my Earth Carver. This is just such a surprising double block with 5 mana available. Like, this is fair enough. I mean, I guess I'll just take that block, take that exchange, right? It's so unexpected, I guess is the word. But maybe they just have a lot more action in their hand. We certainly do not. Alright, so we have 4 white sources in our deck. That would, of course, be excellent. Another Mardu Devotee from the opponent. Looks like, yeah, they're just straight Mardu here. I guess I don't need to full control with mana and the Earth Carver in play. Oh no, it's another... I do. So planes would be excellent here. Tapland would, you know, it would be okay, but... Dragon's Prey is fine. So I guess they had a frontline rush when they made that attack previously. Wayspeaker Bodyguard, jeez. Alright, let's go kill that now. That way they can't tap my Earth Carver. Just prevent... Like, I'm gonna kill it anyways, right? So I'd rather do that, just so that I can make sure that I don't take 3 more points of damage. Yep. I mean, we're drawing some spells, but they're able to dig so well with the devotees and stuff. Let's protect our Unburied Earth Carver. I mean, this game could have potentially have just been lost from the fact that I used the Alchemist Assistant. I just didn't think about it at all, and that's totally on me. We'll take the 3. Alright. Give me a big creature. What about another forest? That's not ideal. Now, I will say I did draw, like, a lot of... I drew, you know, Dragon's Prey and Snakeskin Veil, but still. We've only cast 4 spells this game. And their decks actually get much better at grinding out. Grinding me out here, so... Yeah. No, their deck's actually quite nice. No, like, I think my opponent drafted a very, very solid red-white deck. Bunch of devotees, good curve, lots of ways to get value too. Kirin, Pack Beast, Riverwheel Sweep, Double Bodyguard. It's everything that you want. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Well, this might be quick. This might be quick. I've drafted this set a lot, but this is absolutely not my best showing. Oh man, this is so disappointing. Back-to-back drafts, man. Okay, here I have my colors. So at least I have that. We played against a decent Jeskai deck. We need to play against some stinky ones. Alright, here we go. We do have 2-drop into aggressive negotiations, which is pretty nice. Let's go. Let's go Wayfarer. We missed, of course. At least we hit an Alchemist Assistant, I guess. I'm just gonna play another creature here, I think. And then just so I can play my tap land. Champion of Doosan, okay. Happy with this trade, if this happens. Alright, let's play the Road Watcher. It puts it into play. So what's the best creature to put into play? It's got to be Avenger of the Fallen, right? Yeah. I have a bazillion creatures in my graveyard. Fair enough. So now I think they missed a land drop too. I think I just want to get this out of the way. And hit for a lot. And I don't even need to use the Alchemist Assistant. I'd rather have the ability to sacrifice another creature with my Unburied Earthcarver if they use a removal spell. Because if they kill either of these, this becomes a 3/3, and then I can use negotiations to finish them off. Champion of Doosan. Okay. Sagu Pummeler. Alright. So if we attack with everything, if I use negotiations and target this, then they have to block this. They go to 1. If I attack with everything, they just block one of my 3-power things. I think it's better just to add to the board here. So they're at 2. Let's play Pummeler. Yep. Alright. So they look to be some kind of medium Sultai deck. I wonder, you know, I didn't really think about it before, but given that my deck isn't... Like, I wonder if I should be playing, like, Cruel Truths and other ways to put cards into my graveyard. I think I like the Outrider against the Champion of Doosans. Let's, on the draw, let's port out the Unburied Earthcarver. Do I want the Reclamation? Yeah, I think so. Let's port out the Reputable Merchant. The Brigade is a decent blocker against all the big things, and it has Mobilize 1, and it surveils. So I think I want that. Alright, let's try something like this. Let's board out bad cards for bad cards. That's kind of what's happening here. Alright, opponent on the play. Hey, we have decent mana fixing at least. We drew the White Source turn 1. And now we have various 2-drops. Alchemist Assistant, yep. We'll play the Einok Wayfarer. It would be funny if we just kept missing with it. Actually, you know, I didn't even stop to think if this was a 16 land deck, but I don't think it is. But I didn't even necessarily consider it. Okay. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. We can block their start. We can block their start. And this is why, like, I boarded in the Sandskater Outrider. Show me your worst. Okay, that is a very good trade for me. Granted, I don't really have a great follow-up, but I just, you know, that felt like a good trade for me, right? Okay, Champion of Doosan from the opponent. And we found a Nightblade Brigade, which I think I will play. We'll surveil. Do I want that? Sure. So the way that I look at it is... Do I block? No blocks. Formation Breaker. Okay. Interesting. And they can put a counter on it. Ay, ay, ay. It's a 4/4. All right. Synchronized Charge, Inspirited Vanguard, and Rite of Renewal. Wow. I mean, I don't think I can beat the Synchronized Charge. I don't think I can beat Inspirited Vanguard either, to be honest. But this one, I think, is more of a beating. The question is, what do I want to do? So I'm going to do this so that I can trade with the Leopard. Maybe they cast Rite of Renewal to get them back. Yeah, it looks like they also tried to do some kind of mediocre Golgari counter strategy. The problem is this strategy only really feels like it works when it's really open. So it's kind of tough here. Why do they do... Why is everybody doing this post-con... Whatever. Well, we drew the absolute best possible card here. Like, no joke. That was the absolute best possible card. Now the question, however, becomes... What do I want to kill? Because they... Like... I can attack. If I can attack with the Nightblade Brigade and give it lifelink. And is that good enough to try and outrace a Formation Breaker? Maybe. Like, maybe the answer... No, let's kill Formation Breaker. It's got lifelink on it. Let's just not attack. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. We have a sufficiently powerful Nightblade Brigade. I don't even know how good this card is when I just remove, like, a Champion of Doosan, but... Okay. All they did was get... Oh no, they got Champion of Doosan and Formation Breaker back. That attack seems really bad because my creature has lifelink. Okay. Unless I missed something. The thing is, I mean, this is still just going to be a really tough spot. I don't know why they decided to full control there out of nowhere. Okay. All right. It's a land, so they can play the Inspirited Vanguard here if they want. But they did play a Champion of Doosan. And a Formation Breaker. They didn't attack me this time. Oh! No good attacks, and I feel like I really want to kill this Inspirited Vanguard. Just because it can give them a lot of value. Plays to the board pretty well. Okay, well this I should kill in response. Because this way they don't draw a card. Okay. We've done everything that we could. Getting a little bit flooded now. Yeah, I mean, maybe this still is a 16-land deck. I don't know. This is what I like to call Battle of the 1-2 Golgari midrange decks. Whichever one of us... You know what I mean? This is just... We're both not going to make it out of this draft. Let's be real. Okay. I mean, that's a good card. Sage of the Skies? Oh my gosh, really? What? What a draw. Wow, that was like the best possible combination of cards there. Oh, they drew Sagu Pummeler. Well, there goes that. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't even know. Do I have other removal? Like, I'm trying to find out, figure out, like, how else I'm going to attack through that. I don't want to use Snakeskin Veil just yet, though, because they also have this as an option. So I'm going to just wait, I think. I think there's just a lot more value in having a protection spell available. Oh, speak of the devil. Well, you know, honestly, that just seems like a really good card to cast, right? It actually lets me attack through the Pummeler. Like, alternatively, I can just put a counter on Sage of the Skies and draw a card. But just hard casting a 3/5 Flying Death Toucher on this board seems pretty good. Let's exile those. Yathan Tomb Guard. Seems pretty weak on this board. Alright. Get the guaranteed damage in. Like, I can make slightly more reckless attacks. Like, I can definitely make more reckless attacks by, like, attacking with Sage of the Fang, etc. But I don't think I'm going to. Alright. Well, maybe I should now that I have this. 2 mana. What you got? Piercing Exhale. Okay. Let's protect it. And I'm really glad that we held on to the Snakeskin Veil. Whoa. That is exciting. All right. They are at 9 life. At this point, can I just make like a very aggressive attack? Well, let's play this first, actually. Wow, we like completely whiffed. There is an Einok Wayfarer or an Undergrowth Leopard. I have 10 cards left. Let's go with the Wayfarer. Sure. I mean, they're at 9, I'm at 15. Like, I'm not going to have, like, attacks that are too terrible here, so. Well, they hit me with a good game. But I'm not going to. Because the game's not over. Maybe I should have just made this a 2/2. Okay, never mind. It is a good game. All right, well, we beat another kind of medium deck. I do not know how we're going to be able to do this 2 more times, to be completely honest, but we will try our best. Let's keep going. I ended up cutting a land for a Cruel Truths. Cut a forest. Let's see how that goes. Look, my deck is pretty weak. I'm going to keep slightly riskier hands. I have a turn 2 Caustic Exhale. If I draw a forest, this hand can be very good. So I'm hoping I draw it very soon. Also, I'm just... Yeah, like, we mulliganed, what, to 5 that first time? Like, this is the type of deck that needs to get a little bit lucky to really have me stand a chance. Which one of these do I actually want? I guess that. Oh, we drew the forest? Okay. Let's just use our mana the best that we can. Play the Attuned Hunter. We will take the damage here. Honestly, maybe this would have been a good thing for us. I don't know. Okay, they missed on the Wayfarer. That's good. And they have 4 cards. Let's hope you don't have a removal spell. Next turn, I probably want to go like Sultai Devotee plus keep up Snakeskin Veil. I don't know. Oh, that's a Dragon's Prey. Just do what we can. Okay, well, there goes that. Okay. Sultai. Oh, this would have been a land, right? That's funny. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Maybe this card is just too bad. I don't know. I'm still okay playing another spell. I just don't know what it would have been. Yeah, maybe this card's too bad for like a game 1 type scenario. Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, they're going to target the Attuned Hunter. We'll protect it. They're certainly not going to attack me with Constrictor Sage. Yep. So now we have a Formation Breaker versus Nightblade Brigade, and I think I'm going to play the Brigade here. Really want to land. We'll keep that. We will pass. They have 1 card left, so, I mean, never mind. Sipsig Appraiser. They're playing good cards, actually. Okay. I mean, this, I guess maybe Cruel... This is probably a matchup where Cruel Truths is pretty good. Just gonna hang out. Like, Death Touch Creature is also pretty good in this matchup. Earth Carver, very good in this matchup. So yeah, this... You know, if you notice, like, everybody's got kind of scrappy decks. You know, you don't have necessarily all the dragons, but they, I mean, they still have a pretty good deck, in my opinion. And they have certain cards that are very, very difficult for us. Like, Earth Carver is insane against us. Like, if we don't have a quick start, it's just game over. Let's put that in the graveyard, and let's draw the Envoy. Feral Deathgorger, sure. Alright, alright. Let's play Trade Route Envoy. I have tap lands in my deck, so I don't want to play my land just yet. Didn't draw any. Full control. Pass. Alright. So, Sage of the Fang plus Attuned Hunter is a really big game. Wow, they have lots of power and toughness. But how big does this get? It gets 2 counters, and then 4 counters? So 11-11? That's kind of nuts, right? Although, granted, right now, this turn, I think it is far better to play the Deathgorger. Two cards from a single grave. I can either pump my creature, but I'd rather just exile 2 things from their graveyard. So let's exile, of course, the Pummeler and the Sniper. All right, that's good. No particularly good attacks here. They have 2 reach things, but obviously this is a... Man, they drew 2 cards off the top. Like, Feral Deathgorger is a very, very good attacker here. They're at 12 life. We have plenty of good blockers. Like, I have 3 Death Touch creatures to block with. This is the type of matchup where I fear that my going into the late game is not going to be good for me. Kotis seems pretty good in their deck, honestly. I'm at 19. Let's lead things off with an Einok Wayfarer. Maybe we'll hit a White Source. We whiffed. That is a Sagu Pummeler. I feel like the route to victory here is through the skies, but the issue with the Sagu Pummeler on the Deathgorger is that they have 2 cards. The issue there is that they can still double block, so I'm going to attack. Okay. Now what? I'm just going all in on this Attuned Hunter, honestly. It's an 8/8 trampler. Next turn, it's going to be absolutely humongous. As long as they don't kill it. Okay, aggressive negotiations here doesn't matter too much. Although it does let them trade the pummeler. It does let them trade the pummeler for my Death Gorger. Reputable Merchant. So this costs 4 mana and this costs 4 mana. Okay. What does this have? It has reach. Alright, we're going to go all in on this Attuned Hunter. It is a 17-17. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 16, 21, 22, 23. How do I want to attack? Well, I mean, certainly this and this. How much toughness do they have? 7, 8, 12, 15, 20, 20. I'm thinking here. They have 2 cards in hand. Like, I guess if they have a bounce spell, it's pretty bad for me. Yeah, let's just attack like this. The way I look at it is this plays around. Like, I don't get totally blown out if they have a pump spell. Like, I can still keep attacking. Okay. I mean, look, it gets to... like, I get to completely wipe out their board here, which is great, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Still not enough. They need to block with the 3/3 as well. Okay? It'd be really funny if they had this, but they just had a bounce spell. That's still not enough. That's 16. You gotta throw away one more creature. It's gonna be a 4/1 at least. Okay, 5, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18. Okay. 6. Okay. Sarkhan's Resolve. Okay. Yep. All right. And they did have something there, right? So I don't even know if I necessarily had a lethal attack because they didn't block with the other creatures. But they're at 8 life. They're going to need to try to stabilize here. Okay. Kotis, sure. Are they going to attack me? Okay. So we're certainly going to block here. Let's block with... It doesn't trample, right? Okay. Oh, what? I'm an idiot. Why did I block the thing with a counter on it? Well, I have the Reputable Merchant. Yeah, I should have blocked with, like, Sultai Devotee or something. Oh, this puts me dead to the Kotis. Oh, God, it's so weird trying to balance offense and defense here. They're at 2. Yeah, because they get to hit 4 things now, and I can potentially lose. Okay, I mean, that was just bad. I should have not attacked with the Nightblade Brigade and kept them at 4. Yeah. Granted, they would have tapped down my Formation Breaker then. Okay, Snakeskin Veil. Alright, let's hope they miss with this, I guess. Yeah, that was really bad. They hit one thing! They hit one thing! Okay. Wow, that's super lucky. I don't deserve that for by any means. I have 8 cards left. They have 1 card in hand. Let's just attack here. Okay. Yeah, I did not deserve that one. Oh my gosh, Paul. Wake up! It's too early. It is too early. And their deck, by the way, is quite nice. I think it's going to be really tough for us to win. The Leopard seemed pretty weak in this matchup. I just want, like, big... Or... How do I go over the top here? I don't have a ton. I mean, they have graveyard stuff. I guess I can do the Reclamation. Does the Outrider do anything? Not especially. I like all my Death Touch creatures. I don't want to cut too many more 2s. I keep looking at that Sunpearl Karen. But they had a bunch of Sagu Pummelers and stuff too. Like, they didn't have like a million removal spells, so I don't even know how good it is. And also, it's just a white card. And it's not like my mana's great. Alright, we'll keep this. Maybe we can set up a Sage of the Skies play at some point. Although that's not going to stop us from playing a 2-drop, obviously. Hey, we have a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Sipsig Appraiser, yuck. Okay, let's play the Hunter. Turn 4, we have the ability to play Sagu Pummeler. We also have an Inspirited Vanguard, which is pretty good. For what it's worth, I do think my opponent's deck is significantly better than ours. Also, it's just like really well suited for the matchup as well. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. I think this is probably a good time to play Aggressive Negotiations. See what they're working with. They also have Aggressive Negotiations, that's funny. I think I'm going to take it, honestly. They have Piercing Exile and Pummeler, but that's fine. The thing is, with Aggressive Negotiations, they can put a counter on the Kotis, and that's quite bad for me, because then I just have to chump everything. With Piercing Exhale, like, sure, right? Sure. Yeah. So they're going to go Sagu Pummeler, and then they're going to have Piercing Exhale available next turn. But that's okay. Trade Route Envoy. I guess that's better than playing the Yeah, I already have a thing with a counter on it. So this is better than playing Pummeler right now. Because let's draw like a tap land, maybe a white tap land. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I mean, look, this is just... We're just trying to sequence things okay, in a reasonable fashion. Einok Wayfarer, okay. Oh, they hit Unending Whisper. So they get to draw a card off of this Pummeler, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting because they can pump the Kotis, and then that ends up becoming a problem, right? So, do I just take the 4 for now? I guess I'll just take it. Temur Tawny back. Okay. Feral Deathgorger is the card for us. That is probably the type of card that I want to draw. Or that I want to play. But it is pretty tempting to put a counter on something and then play Sage of the Skies. Alternatively, I can just play like Inspirited Vanguard and get them to use the Piercing Exhale. It's the best use of my mana. For what it's worth, I also believe that my opponent's playing pretty well. So shout out to my opponent. Haven't seen anything too egregious. If anything, I'm the one who's made more mistakes here in that previous game. This game's fine. Sultai Devotee, 2 cards left. No attacks from the opponent. Oh, Snakeskin Veil. It's quite an interesting draw as well. Let's play Sagu Pummeler. Oh, they boarded in Cruel Truths. What a nice one. All right, our opponent with the best of 3 technology. Best of 3 technology. Constrictor Sage, okay. Sure. What is this? +1/+1 and flying? Are you kidding me? That's really funny. That is some pretty cool tech, I guess, yeah. Okay, they get to exile a card, I guess. I need to draw Caustic Exhale. That would be so good. So I can kill something and play Sage of the Skies. Don't really know what I want to kill. The problem with the Feral Deathgorger here is the fact that they have Piercing Exhale and they can just kill the Deathgorger and continue attacking me. The problem with Knockout Maneuver is I just don't have anything really that I want to kill. Do I want to attack with this? I feel like I need to get something going, but maybe not yet. The problem is if I attack, they can block with the Sage, tap this down, and kill the other one. But I do need to be aggressive on my side too, so it's kind of interesting. Oh, wow. They had double Bite Spell here. That's gross. They had Knockout Maneuver plus Piercing Exhale. You know. And they get to hit me for 4. Alright. I mean, Kotis is going to get it done here. Absolutely it will. This attack, huh? Alright. I mean, I have to block, so... I hope they deck themselves somehow. Yeah, I mean, their deck is just way stronger than ours. And Kotis is actually kind of a problem. Dragon's Prey. Too bad you are indestructible. No attacks. Yep. We're at 10 life. I mean, they're getting close to being able to just make a huge attack. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2 lands left in their deck. 5 cards left in their deck. Auroral Procession. Knockout Maneuver. Okay. Sure. Alright, we're dead. They get to hit us for 5. No, really, really good. I don't know if it's main or sideboard, but that's some really, really good tech. And now I gotta continue reevaluating here. I have access to blue cards. Like, do I want to Riverwalk Technique? Because I don't have that many ways to kill it, but if I can find ways to bounce it after there's counters on it, maybe that's something to consider. I have Assault. Look, it's not ideal. Nothing about this is ideal, but maybe I just play the Riverwalk. I don't think I want the Constrictor Sage as well, but maybe I just play a Riverwalk Technique off of 2 Dismal Backwaters and a Sultai Devotee. This also seemed pretty terrible here. They had the +1/+1 enchantment, but I don't think that's good enough here for me to board in the Leopard. The Kirin seems like a nice way to protect my stuff, but I guess the Riverwalk Technique also does that. And on the play, I might want another land, but I don't know what to take out. Yeah, let's just play it as it lies. We're getting desperate here, folks. We are getting desperate. 1 lander. Like, whatever. I'm just thinking, look, my deck, just like, give me, just at least, like, so much needs to go well for me to actually win. A mulligan is not ideal. All right, let's get a Wayfarer here. No. I mean, turn 3 Attuned Hunter into Negotiations plus Snakeskin Veil. That's what we got. We didn't see a single counterspell the entire game, or like Caustic Exhale, so they had a bunch of like bite and fight effects. All right, so look, we have a game plan here. All in on Attuned Hunter. What you got? Let's see. Knockout Maneuver, Piercing Exhale, Cruel Truths. A lot of slow stuff. Sultai Devotee. It's crazy, but Sultai Devotee might actually be the answer here. What does this cost? 1 mana? I mean, it's a game plan, right? That's all we have, so. All right, I figured they were gonna go for that. Yep. I mean, look, this still gives us like a very, very low chance at winning, but it's something, right? It gives us a game plan. You know, if we draw a Riverwalk Technique or whatever, we'll see. I need to draw an interactive spell, like the land there was really bad. That's a Kishless Skimmer. That is a Sagu Pummeler. Okay. No attacks. And the idea here is if they kill my Pummeler, then I can try to pump my Attuned Hunter. I don't know, just... Alright, they need a land here to play the Earth Carver. If not, I'm happy attacking with the Pummeler, and they're at 11. Oh, that's really good? Well, I mean, it's not, but... I get to attack, okay? That's the good thing. Okay, I get to not attack. Not with the Alchemist, at least. Okay. A good card here off the top. Come on, deck. Don't disappoint me like that. Why do you disappoint me like that? Do I attack with the Alchemist Assistant just to pump my Attuned Hunter even more? No. Alright, they're at 6. Okay, here we go. The thing is, a land is just so bad. Constrictor Stage is also bad. Okay. Okay. Ugh, gosh. That's awkward. Is this once a turn? Nope, it's not. Here's the thing. If I attack with the Pummeler, they're gonna freeze my Attuned Hunter. But I think I do it anyways. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I'll kill the Appraiser, I think. Yeah. Okay. Look, we are all in here. It's an 8/8 Trampler. They're at 6. Ah. Good beats. Good beats. That's an aggressive attack, but I like it. Do I block here? 3. Okay, we'll take it. This might be the end of the line. We got close. They're at 6. Earth Carver here probably just shuts the door unless I can find some kind of removal spell. I don't know. Okay, we'll let that resolve. Not that I have any say in the matter. Sagu, okay, that was a really good turn. Yeah, I mean, their deck's really well set up against ours. It's like they're not super greedy. They're just like 3 colors, and their late game is just far superior to ours. How do I have no cards in my graveyard? Man. Okay. Okay, Avenger of the Fallen. I mean, I think it was reasonable to try to go for the Attuned Hunter all-in line there, just because we didn't really have too much... We didn't have too many other options anyways. There's a land, and there's the Earth Carver. Oh, alright, we need like a Cruel Truths or something off the top. Give me a 3/3. At least they don't have great attacks, but it doesn't matter. Like, they've stabilized at this point, and we just drew another land. Okay. 10 lands. Yeah, not going to get it done here in this matchup. Alright, knockout maneuver from the opponent. What do we learn? Golgari is not the way. It is not the way. Maybe I should have been black-white. Like, it looked like Sultai was like a little bit open too. But I ended up with the Sage of the Skies, which I think's better, and my mana fixing wasn't perfect. Like, how am I ever beating this? Well, I guess it depends on how they attack. That's a lethal attack, so I have to block. I guess we just chump here. An Appraiser too? Okay. Yeah, I mean, look. We just lost to double Opulent. Like, their deck is just way better than ours. Like, there's not even... I can't... You know what I mean? There's, like, nothing I can do or say here that would change anything. Oh, I should have... Well, no, I had this. It doesn't matter. Oh, I could have... No, I could have targeted myself. This would have been bigger. Whoops. Yeah. 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 So I could have had a 6/6 Attuned Hunter. Because this is not once per turn. Yeah. So I could have... this could have been a 6/6, so... They have 3 Sipsig Appraisers. How do you get 3 in a... God, it's just... The drafts are just so wildly different. Like, it's not within your pod, so you just... Like, you have some drafts where it's just like, you just end up with the nut low, and then you have some drafts where you just get triple Sipsig Appraiser. Like, I don't even have a card that, like... It's like, oh my god... Like, Sage of the Skies kind of is that, I guess. But, like... They have like 75 reach creatures, you know what I mean? So, at least they don't have a lethal attack. If I block all their biggest things, I take 10. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna concede. Like, they have just way more going on there. Best of luck to my opponent. I think they played very, very well. And they certainly deserve it more than me. And we are now playing for 1,000 gems. Man, that's brutal. I mean, these events are tough. These events are definitely tough. And this deck just ended up... You know, so many times I've had these... Like, I feel like I understand the format, but then just when I get into the draft, I just get nothing. You know what I mean? My decks just end up looking like complete and utter garbage. Like, and I draft things that I typically don't draft. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't even think, like in this instance, I don't even know. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was nerves or anything. I was just trying to stay open, and I just took some green and black cards that looked like it might work together. But man. All right, Boros. 1 drop into 2 drop, sure. Let's play the Alchemist Assistant here. Sunset Strike Master, okay. Let's play a Nightblade Brigade. I kind of want to land. Yeah, I'll keep that. Because that lets me go Sultai Devotee into another card. Okay. Starry-Eyed Skyrider. Okay. So let's go Sultai Devotee into Formation Breaker. Next turn we can go Alchemist Assistant and try to race. This Cruel Truth's looking mighty bad. Alright. Salt Road Pack Beast. Yeah, I mean, solid deck. Not much to say. Not much to say. Oh, they can block with the Pack Beast, huh? Am I okay with that trade? Because I can turn it into a 4/4, but that's not particularly good. No. Let's just wait. The way that I look at this is also like, maybe they make a big attack first and then I try to race them. I don't know if that's the correct way to go about it. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's pretty tempting, but it seems like they have another play here. So, oh my gosh, that's gross. Zergo's Vanguard? Okay. How do I even attack here? All right. We have a 5/5 unblockable lifelinker, and we are attempting to race our opponent. That's all we got. So I guess they would have blocked on the previous turn. Underfoot Underdogs, okay. Bearer of Glory is not going to attack. No shot it attacks. Yeah. All right. I mean, that one, we break even. So it's not too bad. Oh, we drew the Death Gorger again. And casting it is actually really good here. So let's attack again. Okay. They can make the Starry-Eyed Skyrider unblockable, I guess? Did they find a removal spell? Oh, that's gross. Really? Should have put the counter on it. Should have put the counter on it, Paul. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, well. All right. Let's put this in the graveyard and that on the Avenger on top. Sage of the Fang is a thing. Is it a good thing? Unclear. We'll play Avenger of the Fallen and pass. Like, I'm not really winning this race. Like, if I attack here, then the Starry-Eyed Skyrider gets in for a bunch. Close one. God, that coordinated maneuver was so good. Our all-in strategy is just not working. Okay, so this is like a duty beyond death or something type situation. That's what it feels like, at least. That is what it feels like, at least. This flies, this flies. Is it a frontline rush? It could be a frontline rush, in which case I die. In which case maybe I block here. If they pump this, it's still fine for me. I just take less damage this way. Sure. I don't know. They clearly have some kind of a trick here. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I should have double blocked. What am I doing? I should have double blocked. Okay. 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. I'm at 6. They have 3 flyers. Oh, God, it's so close. You know they have something here. It might have been a frontline rush. Oh, gosh. And they can give this flying, too. So I can attack for 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can sack a thing, too. But I can't sack 2 things. So I can sack Sage of the Fang and get them to 1. So there's no point doing that, right? Oh, man, that was so close. Oh, I should have sacked one of the... Paul, what the hell? I think I'm just dead here, for what it's worth. I don't... Yeah, I should have sacked the token, obviously. But I'm just dead. If they have a Rebellious Strike or... And then I should have double... Oh, man. I am playing so... Like, it doesn't matter anymore. But, like, I should have double blocked the Underfoot Underdogs. I didn't do that. And here, I should have sacrificed the token. I was 1 damage short of killing my opponent. Man, I need to start doing some streams. Because I'm just not playing well. Like, this just is really embarrassing, to be honest. Look, if they don't have me dead here, they're just dead, right? So they're at 2 life. This should be a 3-3, but it's a lethal attacker anyways. Yep. These all fly. Yep. Was that a desperation attack? I don't know. Okay. Did I deserve to win that one? No. Do I ever deserve to win these? Probably not. Okay, let's cut the Cruel Truths. And let's bring in the Watcher of the Wayside to gain some life. This also just puts multiple permanents in play, so that's not bad as well. As far as cards I might be interested in boarding out. What do you do when your deck is so good? Keep all my 2-drops for the most part, just to be able to keep pace with what they have. Let's spore the Merchant out. Alright, let's try that. I think I'd rather have a 3-drop that gains me a little bit of life, at least on the draw. And it's more consistently a 3-drop, whereas the Merchant is a 4-drop a lot of the time. And I think the Outrider has slightly more utility, just having multiple creatures in play. Alright, mulligan number 45 in our run. I will keep this. And I will bottom Sultai Devotee, because I don't have a green source. The way I look at it is if I draw a green source, I'd much rather play the Einok Wayfarer anyways. Fortress Kinguard from the opponent. Let's play Unburied Earthcarver. Do I just block? Like, I know they could have a Rebellious Strike, but so be it, right? 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Underfoot Underdogs, okay. So their hand is great. There's an Unsparing Boltcaster, Starry-Eyed Skyrider. I mean, these are all good, obviously. But the thing that prevents the most damage is the Boltcaster. So I'm gonna exile the Boltcaster. Because now I can just block and... I mean, they can make one thing unblockable, but that's okay. Right, Starry-Eyed Skyrider. Honestly, I probably should just kill it. Oh, I can eat a token. Is that worth it? Probably, right? Devoted Duelist. Zergo's Van... Wow, what a draw. Actually, I should just kill the Skyrider and just make it so they don't attack me. I would rather them just not attack. Like, if they attack with everything, they give this flying. Like, I don't, is that better for me? No, I should just kill. I actually don't want them to attack me. Like, I know it's like I'm quote-unquote getting them, but like I just eat a token at the cost of just like way, way more damage. I don't know. Alright, well, I'm sure forests do exist in our deck in some capacity. I would love to draw one. Okay, deck. I see that you have a sense of humor. I was not familiar with your game. I mean, they're just going to attack with everything, and I have to block the Vanguard. Or they can be a big chicken. Why did they make it unblockable? Just attack me with everything. Like, I have to block here. Just missed out on a point of damage. Probably. Okay, what do I do? Well, Forest was good, because I can go Formation Breaker into... Kill this. Alright. Then now we pray. Oh, come on! Really? Alright, we're at 2 life. Block, kill. Yeah, okay. Summit Intimidator. Well, we are in the 1-2 bracket, so we're playing against... It's all just subpar stuff happening left and right. That's all that's happening here. Okay. Do I want the reputable merchant? Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to go out with a reputable merchant in play. I just can't. I can't live with it. This might be my first 1-3 though. I go 2-2 a lot. I've never done worse than 2-3, but this could be my first 1-3. Have I gone 1-3? I don't remember. All right, anyways. We have random creatures on curve that we're going to play. And we'll see what happens. Fortress Kinguard, sure. Okay. Gotta try to force through some damage if we can. Like, we're not in a position to... Like, I just feel like the way to win this matchup is by trying to race. Like, at least when I'm on the play. Yeah, so now they're playing on they're playing defensively, which absolutely makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and play Avenger of the Fallen. No attacks. They had nothing on turn 3? That's really interesting. 6 cards in hand. War Effort. Okay. That doesn't do anything here, fortunately. Or, not that it doesn't do anything, but it's fine. How about that? Okay. What is my game plan here? I think I can attack with the Unburied Earth Carver. No, let's not. Alright, big board. Too bad I can't really punish them, because that is the nature of my deck. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. An expensive Salt Road Pack Beast, okay? Attuned Hunter is the draw from us. Okay. Let's just beat down. Clear the board, make the war efforts worse. If creatures die, but then my Avenger of the Fallen gets better. Alright, they're at 11 life. Avenger of the Fallen is a 3/5, which is kind of hard to kill. Our opponent obviously has a million cards in hand. Okay, let's play the... Ooh. Yeah, let's play the Road Watcher. Let's get another Avenger in play. Seems amazing here. Let's attack. Oh, this was lethal? Yeah, but like they could have had a removal spell, right? I think this is safer overall. Double Avenger of the Fallen on 3 with the Road Watcher. Let's go. Let's go rares. Okay. Okay, it's, you know, it's not what we woke up early in the morning to do, but we got 1,000 gems, and we went 2-2, and at least we fought the good fight. There is obviously a lot to take away from this draft. Number one, actually, there's just too much to take away. Number one, I just need to play better. This was not a really good showing necessarily on the technical side of things from my end. I spotted a lot of mistakes that I at least, like, I can spot the mistakes. The problem is you should avoid the mistakes entirely, and I wasn't able to do that all the time. I mean, this game was mostly fine. Like, I found the line to be aggressive, and I attacked and all that stuff, and my opponent had a slow draw. But, like, we just had a lot of really little things. I don't know if they ended up being game-breaking, but for me, it's just, at the same time, it's just like those are the types of mistakes that I should avoid making. As far as the draft goes, I'm going to have to rewatch this in the short term. Like, obviously, I probably could have had some kind of a better deck had it been maybe just a straight black-white deck. Like, our green cards were just not that great, right? So maybe there was something in a black-white shell. There was also some late Sultai cards that we saw in Pack 3. The pivot to Jeskai, I don't know, was available for us in Pack 1. We saw the late Riverwheel sweep, and we did see some Dispelling Exhales. So perhaps that was a direction that we should have also gone, given that even our sideboard, like, you know, my sideboard has a Constrictor Sage, Riverwalk Technique, and Unending Whisper, right? So that could be an indication that maybe I should have just been in Jeskai. Now, our losses were to, you know, a solid, grindy Sultai deck, and I think a good Boros deck, or a solid Boros deck. So I'm not sure how things would have ended up there, but I just feel like this was just, like I said, a poor showing overall. We had 4 rares, but they were not, like, the Avenger of the Fallen isn't the best rare. It's just a solid body in most instances. Certainly, if I had more Einok Wayfarers, it would have been better. The Road Watcher was pretty impressive in this deck because we have lots of 3s and 2s. But, you know, like, you don't get too many opportunities at these arena events, and not being able to make it is pretty disappointing for sure, as it's one of the only competitive settings that I have access to. Now, I did get to play the Arena Championship not too long ago, which was pretty cool. But, you know, I will always say this. I'm far more harsh on myself when the bad things that happen to me are within my control. And here it's like, yeah, I probably could have drafted a better deck. Although I think it was tough. Let me know what you think. I don't think there was a great deck in this draft. And then I certainly could have played better. So that's on me. Hopefully we can bounce back and we can be winners of $2,000 in maybe the Final Fantasy event. Because right now we have had a bit of a rough run. We've played in now 6 or 7 of these. We've won $2,000 twice. And I have failed to make it to the second draft 2 or 3 times as well. So, like, got to make it to the second draft at the very least to put myself in position to be able to win that money. Hopefully we can turn this around. This is It's funny because this is one of the worst decks I've ever drafted in this format. And once again, it happened in the highest stakes where the cards we opened were quite weak outside of pack 3 when, we got the Sage of the Skies and we just decided to go for the power. But outside of that, the cards that we got were just overall very weak. Like we didn't have it's like we barely had enough good mana fixing and we barely had enough playables. Like how does that happen? Just not reading the signals properly. All right. Anyways, got to edit this. I got to post this today. Not feeling great, obviously, but this is just defeat in its rawest form, disappointment, etc. You get to feel the high highs with me, but also the low lows. And this was definitely one of the lows. So it is what it is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really, really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy booster boxes of Final Fantasy, or you wanted to buy some singles for your constructed decks, your standard Modern Pioneer, or your Commander decks, check them out. Hit that affiliate link in the description below. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order on all things deck boxes, playmat, sleeves, all that good stuff for your next tabletop event. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.